So one of the coolest things you can do in gold making is investing in items that's going to go up in value. I did so at the end of BFA with the Island Expedition gear. So let's take a look at what kind of items from Shadowlands have the potential to go up 10 times their current price. That's what happened with Island Expedition gear. So here we have a couple of my results from the Island Expedition gear that I invested in at the end of BFA. We can see here profit margins as high as 2,600%. Was something I bought for 700 and eventually sold for 19,000. So this is what we're going to look at for Shadowlands. Are there any similar types of items? So what kind of items is there going to be? That's going to be cosmetics, obviously. Because power increasing items from Shadowlands, they're not going to keep value. But when Dragonflight rolls around, anything that looks particularly cool that dropped from Shadowlands content that people aren't doing anymore, well, supply is gradually going to drop, and then eventually, a little bit into the future, we might see prices increase significantly. Now, Island Expedition was perhaps a bit of an outlier, because we knew that there was loads of very cool transmog from Island Expeditions, and we also knew that no one would be doing Island Expeditions after the patch, because you would need to queue up as 3, and who was going to do that in Shadowlands? Well, pretty much no one. So let's consider some options for things that this can happen to in Shadowlands. The first one is something that came out in the latest patch with Sereth Mortis, the Protoform Synthesis system for crafting mounts and stuff. Now, a lot of the materials are BOA, bind to account, but then you have the lattices that are also used to craft the various pets and mounts. These all drop from Sereth Mortis mobs. Obviously, they can be farmed in Dragonflight as well, but who's going to bother doing that? Not that many. Not that many people. So I think these have potential to go up in value quite significantly. Mounts is also generally, mounts and pets are the best cosmetic items. They keep the value the best. I also bought some of the BFA world drop mounts at the end of BFA. There aren't any world drop mounts this time around, but this is pretty much the closest you can get to that. So particularly the ones that are used for the mounts, those are the absolute best ones that I would focus on. But even buying all of this, I could see them going up very significantly in value. Now, when it comes to weapons, there are a couple of relevant ones. Number one, all of these item level 190 world drop weapons. So I prefer weapon transmogs in general. I believe some of these are pretty cool, or at least a little bit interesting from a this patch point of view. And they are very cheap right now, as you can see. Would not be surprised to see some of these go up significantly in value. In addition to these, there's a couple of epic weapons that drop from Sereth Mortis, 4 of them, in fact, they'll be showing up on screen right now. They are quite valuable at the moment already, but when Dragonflight rolls around, no one's going to be in Sereth Mortis right now. A lot of people have been in Sereth Mortis and still are in Sereth Mortis, generating more of these weapons. That's not going to be the case down the line, so that's definitely something to check out. There's also armors that drop across the various Shadowlands zones. Some epic ones. There's the shoulders from Korthia, for instance. They're all very expensive because no one's doing Korthia already. So I'd probably focus on the Sereth Mortis ones, and then more of the general drops all across the Shadowlands, because more people are doing the old zones than are doing Korthia in general. So that's great. Then we also have battle pets, of course. And Wowhead has this post, which is in the video description, going through all of the drops, all of the battle pets added in Shadowlands. I'd focus on some specific ones. I'd focus on the ones that are from sources that people are going to generate less of once the next expansion rolls around. So that means all of the ones that come from rare drops. All of these are great potential, and then you have other things that come from the ones from Torghast are a good example. People are not going to be doing Torghast at all when we get to the next expansion. Then treasures and events as well. Things that you get from various treasures that people might be doing right now, definitely going to be rarer ones, or there's going to be generated a lot less of them when we're into the next expansion. So those are the main ones that I would focus on. And that's a lot of potential battle pets. Now, battle pets generally since they don't ever get actually removed from the game, you can always trade them even if you bought them. They are a little bit less interesting than transmoged mounts that get removed once you use them from the economy. So this is more of a, yeah, you can do this as well, but I would focus mostly on the lattices and potentially some of the rarer transmogs if you have the gold for investing in those as well. How high they'll go, I have no idea. I mean, we saw stuff happening like the Duskhaven top hat from BFA went from like 50,000 gold to it's selling for more than 400,000, 500,000 gold on many realms right now. So the potential is just incredible for very desirable items. So investing in a good chunk of them, if you have the gold available, this is great. If you're not already rich, if you don't have a million or more gold, then keep to the lattices, keep to the cheaper items. Don't do the expensive transmogs because the risk is too high and it's going to take you so much time to get the sale. So if you're on the lower end, just do lattices, do stuff like the world drop weapons that are relatively cheap, and you can spend like 50,000 gold, 20,000 even, and just chuck them in the bank and see what happens. So yeah, anything I missed, any great ideas you have for investing for the future, this is just some of it. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.